All right, last year, Arizona voters made a big decision when it came to marijuana use in our state. With the passage of Prop 207, the use of recreational cannabis for adult use became legal. Still, there's some uncertainty surrounding where and how to get it. So Javi is at Soulflower Dispensary in Sun City, which would seem like an unusual place for this place to be, but maybe not. Javi, I don't know.
You're exactly not at all, and we're going to get to that in just a second, but you're probably wondering out there, how did we get here? So let's take you back to 2016. You'll recall there was a huge push for recreational marijuana to be legalized here in the state of Arizona. That proposition failed. Then you fast forward 4 years later, 2020, and Proposition 207, as Scott just mentioned, passed overwhelmingly. Now, initially, dispensaries didn't think they'd be up and running until sometime in the spring, but surprisingly, the Arizona Department of Health Services got the program up, live, and running in late January. Now, get this, because there's a huge tax benefit to the state of Arizona. So in the first few weeks, we're talking few weeks of recreational sales in Arizona, there was a tax benefit to the state of Arizona of $500,000 in taxes. So that is huge. Now, you've probably heard by now 420. If you're on social media today, you see it all over the place. I want to bring in Allie Marconi. She is the Director of Marketing and Sales for Copper State. You oversee Soul Farms here. First and foremost, what is 420? People are like, where'd it come from? What does it even mean?
Yeah, so 420 is kind of like this cannabis urban legend. And legend has it that it started from a group of kids out in California, and that would be the time of day when they actually decided to congregate and toke up. So it really just stuck throughout pop culture. I think California, being very much the foundation of that cannabis era, really helped celebrate it and kind of bring it to life.
And now it's kind of taken on a life of its own, really.
Absolutely, yeah. Now it's a day of celebration and I think really education as well too, and awareness, and a day in which helps really crack that stigma that we have, for so long associated with cannabis.
So we've, in the last few years, across the entire country, we've seen a huge boom in senior citizens actually deciding to try marijuana, whether it was for the first time or the first time in a long time. You're here in Sun City. Soulflower is one of the main dispensaries here in Sun City. Are you seeing that same trend?
Absolutely. I think, having our dispensary in a place like Sun City really provides that opportunity for older demographics to have access to cannabis. And I think with Prop 207 passing, it even made it that much more of a comfortable interaction for them. So being able to get this product into not only senior citizens' hands, but anybody who would benefit from it from a wellness perspective, and even from a recreational perspective, it's safer than alcohol, right? And that's part of the stigma that we really want to help kind of educate people on.
So for the first time, a lot of people are maybe wanting to celebrate. We saw the huge line you have outside of Soulflower. Walk us through some of your products. If you're trying this for the very first time, what would you suggest? What would you recommend?
Absolutely. So today we have a buy one, get one on our Copper State cartridges. So you can buy one, take one home for free. So these are really, really great. We also have our house brand edible line. These are perfect for a beginner cannabis user. Each lemon drop doses at 2.5 milligrams. So very, very friendly and very approachable. We'll also have deals on pre-rolls. You can get 4 for $20 pre-rolls, and a handful of other deals. So
most importantly, you have bud tenders here who can walk people through the process.
Absolutely.
Make sure they're safe.
Absolutely. And if there are questions, our team really, really wants to create that space for people to feel comfortable asking questions. So if there are questions, definitely come to Soulflower and ask away.
All right, coming up in the next hour, we're going to remain here. We're going to tell you about a Valley chef, a well-known Valley chef who decided to venture into the edible industry, and we'll tell you how that industry is actually booming. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Javi, that's really interesting. Thank you.
Arizona is now one of at least a dozen states that allow recreational marijuana. When you talk about the edible industry, COVID really played a huge role in edibles coming to a boom. So last year alone, in 2020, edibles, marijuana edibles, the sales rose to 1.2 billion. That's billion with a B. That was a 60% increase from just the year before. Think about that in sales. So perhaps you've heard of the restaurant St. Francis, or even better for me on a Taco Tuesday, Taco Cello. I want to introduce you to this man. He doesn't really need an introduction, but in this new realm, perhaps you do. So this is Chef Aaron Chamberlain. He was behind St. Francis, Taco Cello, and many, 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 many restaurants over the years. How would you go from a well-known Arizona chef, everybody loves your food, now you're delving into this? Why the change?
Well, you know, what I saw about 4 or 5 years ago is I saw the edible market was producing a lot of bad product. And my whole concept and thought was, how can I bring the same high quality ingredients that I serve in my restaurants to the edible market? And that's what we did. You know, we used the highest quality ingredients, and then the next thing is I wanted to make sure everything was precision dose, and so every consumer that ate our product would get the same effect every time. And those were the two main important things that I saw a gap in the market, and that's what I wanted to bring to the edible market.
What's interesting about your product, you say you actually use a lot of products that's grown here in Arizona.
We do. You know, we have lavender that's grown up in northern Arizona from a farm not far from our kitchen up in Snowflake. You know, we're using Chamayo chili from New Mexico in our mango chili edible. Lorona chocolate, the highest quality chocolate you can buy. Right here, there's a bottle of yuzu straight from Japan. I mean, these are the things, the ingredients that we're incorporating into it, and you can tell in the flavor, and it's just really, really tasty stuff.
I know you've heard this time and time again. Folks who say, oh, I tried edibles, I had a bad experience.
Yes.
You were hoping to change that as well.
Well, you know, for me, one of the things is that we created a product like our lemon lavender drop is a 2.5 milligram. That's this very, very low dose. It's like the equivalent of drinking a glass of wine or two. And so I wanted to create products that was for the people that were getting introduced to the cannabis, people that were maybe had a back pain. This is a perfect example of something. If someone has a back pain and they need something that they need to still work, this does not necessarily impair you really bad. It's just a slow pain reliever, and it can really help somebody to get through that work day.
All right, good things coming. That's the name of the brand. You can find it at 58 dispensaries across the state of Arizona. Again, 420. We encourage everybody to, if you're going to indulge, do so responsibly. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
You bet.
Good idea. I notice Javi's been spending a lot of time there this morning. This has been like a 4-hour live shot.
Right. I think he offered to stay there till the noon, which usually he likes to leave at 10. So
Tomorrow morning we'll be like, Javi's still there.
What time do I have to be in tomorrow?
You're
what
good
time do I have to be in tomorrow?
Yeah, you're good till like 5 a.m.